Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Alright, this deck has been doing really well, so based on recent history, this is when it's going to start to screw up seriously. Looks like this deck's main problem, it has pretty good core of 2 and 3 cost things, but unlike the last deck, this one has 6 things that are not minions. I probably miscounted slightly, but around 6 compared to, I don't know, 10 or 11 in that last Paladin deck. So it should be harder, it should be pretty unlikely to get a hand clog of that sort of stuff, even though I'm pretty sure it happened in one of these games. But this deck does have probably 10 things that cost 5 or 6. So it's not hard to get a hand clog at the start.
Protect the wild.
That would be like an untenable mass of large things. So I've got these two guys. That's really solid. Should I pitch the Questing Adventurer? Because if you just play him and you don't have follow-up plays, then he's not doing much good. And that's more likely to happen later on. Now, later on, he's still only going to be a 3-3 or 4-4 the turn he comes out. But I think I'm going to pitch him. I've got the 2, I've got the 3. I could get lucky and get a mech that would be made cheaper, or I could get something to support them. That might work out. I don't think the Questing Adventurer was particularly helping this hand, though. These two are such a good chance at having a good early game. So I figured it was worth the gamble to try and improve that over the Questing Adventurer. That's a little unpleasant. So instead of mech warping... Oh, okay, now I'm starting to get a hand clog here. Although, I think I'm just going to Wrath and blow him up, rather than playing a minion. Any day now. Okay. Eventually it happened. Not a great sign, but yeah. Okay, 2 1-2s for the price of 2 1-2s. Boy, if I had those, I could do crazy things, but not right now. So play him I can't do much, so I guess we're going to play her in the standard form. It's a very rare situation when you want to make it 5-2. Although, that's part of why she's good. If she was just a 2-5 beast for 3, she would still be fine. But the fact that you have the choice makes it much more interesting. This is a little rough all of a sudden. I mean, I could boost her up to 9 there. I don't think that's worth it. What I could do is I could make her a 4-7 taunt, kill that, then my opponent would probably be able to take her down, although she'd still have a decent number of hit points left, and I could play the Mech Warper. I think that's going to be pretty solid. Get that for the kill. Still a 4-4 taunt, which stomps those guys until a buff comes out. And then I've got another guy here. Could draw a mech, which would be cheaper. I don't know. That was a pretty tight clustering there, but not in the right place. I'm pretty sure I have gotten... I did it once where I got 5 bullseyes. Nothing appears to happen.
Let me think.
That sucks horribly. What are you doing? You idiot! What are you doing? You played him. That was the perfect play. You suicide these two guys, draw 2 cards. Why would you do it this way? I don't even know what to do. I could Starfall them all. I could just, kill him. If I Starfall them all, though, he doesn't go off if he dies at the same time. I think I'm just going to Starfall them all. Die. I've got 6 damage with the minions out. You get no cards for that. Why would you not suicide your oozes? If you're going to play that guy at all, it's so you draw 2 cards.
Ready, sir.
It was nuts. Now, so I could Kung Fu him out of the way with this guy. Then, not getting him, although I guess I'd trade my taunt for it. I would still have board control and I'd have him out. Or, I could swipe, kill this guy, damage that, play this, and I could just normal Kung Fu, kill that guy, and still have board control. Have more cards left, so I wouldn't have him out. But I'd still have this. Oh yeah, I can't kung fu as well. Whatever. I think we're gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna kill him with this. I'm gonna play him though. I'm not gonna kung fu. I'm just gonna get rid of him the old-fashioned way. Because this way I have more stuff out for the future. I'm not too concerned about if this guy dies somehow. Like if he consecrates, who cares? Because he didn't suicide to do 2 extra damage to this guy and draw 2 cards. What the hell? Boy, that shield block would have been annoying early on, probably. Got another Starfall, that's excessive. We're gonna Kung Fu the 3-hit 3/3.
Unleash the beast.
Beast unleashed. Beast unleashed.
For the wild.
And I'm not even gonna pop his bubble. I'm just gonna do damage. It's fine. He can buff that guy and not take damage from killing my Phoenix, but I've got Paladin Army. Oh, there's that Consecrate. Consa too late? Or does he have something pretty impressive to follow it up with? I don't think that's it. I don't think that is what he needed. I think I could Starfall his guys. It just doesn't seem worth it. So, first off, do I have lethal? Probably. Because I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah.
For the wild.
Attack mode. That's why this card is strong.
Nature striking.
I don't think that was a top quality opponent. I mean, maybe his hand was terrible and he didn't have those good, like, cheap minions that he played in the later turns, but that Cult Master and then not drawing the cards seemed like a terrible play. You either play something else instead of the Cult Master, like save him, or you say, this seems like a pretty good time to play the Cult Master, draw 2 cards, and still have him out there. And then I would still have to lose something to kill him. My opponent would have loads of cards. And if I didn't kill the Cult Master, then he'd be able to attack and kill my 4/4 taunt. I don't know. Definitely lost all faith in opponent at that point. Now I'm 4 wins and 0s. I'm going to start. This is probably a really hardcore warrior. My deck has some pretty okay stuff.
I must protect.
I have some pretty powerful, like, minion destroying spells in the 4 and 5 cost range. I have some pretty powerful 5-cost minions. I don't know if this is the greatest hand, but it's definitely a nice casting cost curve. I have the Lowly Squire as my... He's my preferred first-turn play. He's the only good first-turn play in this deck, I think. Although, with the coin, it's a little different, but still. I'm just gonna play him.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
You never live that long. Slowly is as slowly does. Okay, you armor up. That is okay. Questing adventure. I gotta save my coin now. Now, do I kung fu him and hit him? I do just as much damage this turn if I kung fu. It means I don't have the wolf out for future benefits. But play this guy. Save the coin. I'd still need to have more mana to be able to do anything useful. But I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna play the wolf. You know, it doesn't. This is a permanent growth if I do that. No, I'm gonna play the wolf. I'm sure I'll regret it.
Real sorts.
But if I play this guy on a later turn, he can't attack right away. At least this way he's out and he's able to attack. Technically, they could get cleaved. Cleave is not like a super card, usually, but... Okay. Shield Bearer is a 1-cost card, so I could now play him, coin out a Shield Bearer who could stop some of this crap. I mean, I'd have to suicide this guy to kill that, but that's okay. Yeah.
Give me a quest.
Big. Inside.
Real sorts.
I was going to suicide him for that anyway. It doesn't really matter that I didn't pump him up, so worked out fine. This is a pretty good setup for me. What's going to go horribly wrong?
Tadingo! Yeah.
That's a big step to go towards going horribly wrong, but it's not that horrible. Oh, I could +1 spell damage my Wrath and do 4, so I could actually suicide this guy to kill that. I mean, the wolf would then... I'd end up suiciding the wolf to kill that, but that's okay. Although, I don't get enough damage if I try and do it this way. I really need the extra damage from, like, the Hivers. It'd be nice, because with him out, I could do the 2 damage Wrath, finish her, and draw a card. I think I prefer having total army control, though. So. I'm going to do things in the right order for once. We're going to kill that. Suicide. Then I'm going to do damage first. And then trade the wolf. Yay! I did something in the right order for once. So I have a very large and growing dangerous adventurer out there. He has got to execute it or something soon. I don't know. Shield Block does buy him time, sort of, but I'm gaining size on this guy as I go along. That can't be good. We'll save that for doing actual killing. But we're going to draw a card. Probably won't be a 1-drop. That's okay, though. This is still pretty good. Pretty good situation. Now he's big enough to big game hunter. Maybe my opponent has a big game hunter. That's an epic card, so they're not that easy to come by. It's really unlikely he has more than one in a 30-card deck, so even if he got one somewhere, would he have it? That's a little scary if he's going to whirlwind. That's not a whirlwind. Okay. I think I'm going to ignore that guy. I'd like to spend some effort and kill him, but I don't think it's worth it. Cause, I mean, I could +2 one of these guys, hit him, then I'd have to trade him or Kung Fu. I guess Kung Fu to finish him off. And take 4 damage. That's not too bad. I'd still have board control. No, that's actually pretty good. This guy would live. And I'll have... Okay, I'm going to do that, actually. I changed my mind. Not playing as many cards as I'd like, but...
Give me a minute.
For the wild.
I'm still crushing my opponent's face. Taking a little bit of extra axe damage there. Not a big concern. Wow. He's got to do something serious. Like, brawl serious. He's at the point where, even though it's the arena, Gorehowl wouldn't goddamn help. Obsidian Destroyer doesn't help him. Virtually at all. I don't have a beast, so I can't make him useful. I can just Kung Fu this and then hit my opponent for 1 billion, so that's what we're going to do. You don't really choose. Mostly you just die. I don't know why it decided to favor me with 2... Well, okay, I don't know if he was a weak opponent. He may have just had like a weak draw or a bad choice. It's just... The Paladin, I feel fairly safe in saying that was a weak opponent because he made a decision that seemed monstrously bad to me. Like, based on the information that appeared to be on the board, what he did seemed to make no sense. So, I don't think I had any strong evidence of this guy doing anything bad. He just did not get what he needed to stand up to what I was doing, which has been pretty serious. This deck has a lot of serious things to put out. These guys, this whole, everything, well, about half of my deck is 4 cost and up. Every one of these cards 4 cost and up, with the possible exception of the Gnomish Inventor, is a pretty strong card to throw down on the board. And even the Inventor, as long as you're doing okay in board control, is a strong card because it's giving you another whole card. If you don't have board control, the Gnomish Inventor is not going to help that situation. Even though it's card efficient, it's not going to dig you out of trouble. So I don't like it that way. Everything else 4 cost and up is pretty goddamn strong, and then 3 cost, the Questing Adventurer will occasionally go Super Saiyan like that. Spider Tank, the Brute, Farseer, Druid of Flame, Mark of Nature, all pretty strong. I don't know. As long as I can get enough of my early game stuff, and I do have tons of 3-drops. So it's just if I can get at least one minion that is going to be useful who costs less than 3, then I've got some chance, and if I live long enough to get into playing all the 4 and 5 cost stuff, it can work out really well. It has worked out really well. The question is, will it continue to work out really well next time? Put the hammer down on that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.